Let us continue internal energy change. Now we will take a closed vessel. In a closed vessel, let us take ideal gas. Ideal gas we are taking. This ideal gas number of moles is 1 mole. Temperature is T Kelvin. It is closed vessel. Now this ideal gas is having its own energy. That own energy is called internal energy or intrinsic energy. That is U1 will see. Now let us supply heat into this. We are supplying Q amount of heat. Therefore, what happens that we will see. Since it is closed vessel, temperature, the volume remains same. Okay. For this, volume remains same. Number of moles remains same. Think that temperature is raised to 1 degree. Temperature is raised to 1 degree. Okay. To raise the temperature 1 degree, how much heat we want to supply, that much heat let us supply. Now, this ideal gas is at higher temperature when compared to this. Therefore, it has higher kinetic energy. Therefore, its internal energy will be different, that is U2. Now, what is the change in internal energy in this process? That is delta U. Delta U is equal to final internal energy minus initial internal energy. Now, this delta U is equal to what in the sense is equal to this Q, we can say. Change in internal energy is due to supply of this much amount of heat, isn't it? Therefore, delta U is equal to Q, we can say. This Q is also called what in the sense CVM. What is CVM? CVM is called molar heat capacity. Molar heat capacity. Molar in the sense 1 mole. Molar in the sense 1 mole. That is a heat capacity at constant volume. CV, heat capacity at constant volume. What does it mean? Heat capacity at constant volume means amount of heat required to raise the temperature 1 degree at a constant volume. That is called CV. CV is called heat capacity at constant volume. So what is CV in the sense amount of heat required to raise the temperature 1 degree. Molar in the sense 1 mole. This V in the sense constant volume. This V in the sense constant volume. That's what this CVM says. Okay. Now let us take this 1 mole. We will make it as n moles by multiplying by n. You multiply this by n. Then you multiply this by n. You multiply this by n. Okay. Therefore, now delta U is equal to this Q we have multiplied by n. Then CVM also multiplied by n. This CVM also multiplied by n. So delta U is equal to NCVM. NCVM we can say. Suppose this is a temperature. Here temperature is what in the sense T1 Kelvin. Here temperature is what in the sense T2 Kelvin will say. That difference in temperature, that multiply here, delta T you multiply here. Here also you multiply delta T. Here also you multiply delta T. Okay. Why we should multiply by delta T? For that case, what you have to do means for rising 1 degree temperature, how much heat we have to supply UC. For rising so and so temperature, how much heat you have to supply into this. Therefore, we can conclude that delta U is equal to NCVM delta T, we can say. Okay. Delta U is called a change in internal energy. N is called the number of moles of gas. CVM is called molar heat capacity at constant volume. Delta T is called change in temperature. Okay, sir. Now, in internal energy, what are the points we have seen so far that we will conclude it? Okay, internal energy in the sense that is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy of the matter. Of any matter, for any matter, internal energy is equal to what? Sum of kinetic energy and potential energy, we can say. Then this internal energy is a state function. This is a state function in the sense it does not depend on path of the process. It depends on state. It depends on the matter is in which condition. Okay, so internal energy is a state function, it is not path function. Then internal energy is a extensive property. Extensive property in the sense it depends on quantity. Internal energy is a extensive property, we can say. Then regarding internal energy, change in internal energy is equal to Q at constant volume. So a change in internal energy is called amount of heat involved in a process at constant volume. So delta U is equal to Q at constant volume, we can say. Next step we can say delta U is equal to N CVM delta T. Okay, delta U is equal to what we can say means N CVM delta T we can say. Okay, CVM is called molar heat capacity at constant volume. Okay, so this is about internal energy. So thermodynamics. In the first law of thermodynamics, this internal energy is the thermodynamic term is introduced. For what sake this internal energy is introduced? In order to deal where and all heat is involved, that in order to deal that it is introduced. Where and all heat is involved? In most of the chemical reactions, in most of the physical changes, heat is involved. In order to deal that, this thermodynamic term delta U is introduced. But this delta U, what is the condition for this? Constant volume. Delta U is equal to Q at constant volume. So at constant volume it deals. But most of the processes, most of the day-to-day life, most of the chemical reactions, most of the physical reactions, if you see, all are taking place at atmospheric pressure. At atmospheric pressure means at constant pressure takes place. Therefore, we have to replace this constant volume by constant pressure. That means Q at constant pressure is required mostly rather than Q at constant volume. So, to introduce Q at constant pressure, another thermodynamic term is introduced in the first law of thermodynamics. What is that thermodynamic term introduced? What is that thermodynamic term introduced in the sense that is called enthalpy? That is called what in the sense enthalpy is the thermodynamic term. So, how to define this enthalpy term? This enthalpy is equal to what in the sense U, that is called internal energy plus PV product. PV product, like this it is taken. So enthalpy is defined as internal energy plus PV product. Sorry, okay. Now, internal energy is a state function. Pressure is a state function. Volume is a state function. Therefore, enthalpy also a state function. Okay. Internal energy is extensive property. Therefore, enthalpy also extensive property. Enthalpy also we can say extensive property we can say. Sir. Next we will see change in enthalpy will take. Change in enthalpy, that is delta H is equal to change in internal energy. We will keep pressure constant and we will change the volume. If we keep volume constant, then change in pressure. Okay, so change in enthalpy is equal to change in internal energy plus PV product. Here what you have to do means by keeping pressure constant, volume is changing delta V. Then by keeping volume constant, pressure is changing delta P. Okay, now we will consider constant pressure. Constant pressure, then delta P is equal to 0, then delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V we can say. Then delta H is equal to delta U is equal to what in the sense Q plus W. It is first law of thermodynamics. Mathematical form of first law of thermodynamics says delta U is equal to Q plus W. This PdV is equal to minus W we can say. This P delta V is equal to minus W we can say. Why? Because W is equal to minus P delta V we have seen. Then W get cancelled. Therefore, delta H is equal to what in the sense Q at what condition means at constant pressure. Therefore, delta H is equal to Q at constant pressure, whereas delta U is equal to Q at constant volume. Okay, so you have seen the difference. Delta U means what? Q at what condition? At constant volume. Delta H means what? Q at what condition? Constant pressure. Okay, so delta H is equal to Q at constant pressure and at a given temperature we can say. This is a delta H. Okay, then we'll see delta H in another form. We will see delta H equation in another form. We will see Now we will take a gas here. We will take a ideal gas in this one. It is a freely movable piston. Freely movable piston. It is freely movable piston in the sense external pressure and ideal gas pressure will be equal, like this will be there. Okay, this is freely movable piston, therefore external pressure and ideal gas pressure are equal, we can say. Now let us take it is a 1 mole will take, and temperature is how much in the sense for example 27 degrees Celsius. Now we will supply heat into this. Let us supply heat into this. Suppose Q amount of heat we are supplying. If we supply Q amount of heat, what happens means temperature rises. So let us make the temperature to 28 degrees Celsius. Now number of moles no change, and what is the gas in the sense ideal gas here. Okay, you are supplying heat in the sense temperature rises, therefore kinetic energy of molecules rises. Kinetic energy of molecules rises in the sense number of collisions will be rising, therefore collision rate is rising, therefore number of collisions over wall of the vessel increases, therefore pressure of ideal gas increases, therefore this gas pushing the piston up in order to make the pressure of gas and external pressure be same, therefore piston has moved up. Okay, the piston is moved up such that at one position the external pressure and ideal gas pressure become equal. Okay, now here ideal gas pressure equal to external pressure, here also ideal gas pressure equal to external pressure, but we have changed the temperature. We may say we have changed the temperature. For that case volume is changed, volume is raised, correct? Therefore pressure is kept constant. Okay, so pressure is kept constant, we can say. So now in this process, for this ideal gas, enthalpy will be there. That enthalpy we will take it as H1. For this ideal gas, enthalpy will be there. That we will take it as H2. Enthalpy means what? Sum of internal energy and product of pressure and volume. Okay, so now you say, is it having internal energy or not? Is it having pressure or not? Is it having volume or not? Therefore, it is having enthalpy. Enthalpy is equal to what? Sum of internal energy and the product of pressure and volume. Therefore, it is also having enthalpy. So, this enthalpy you have taken as H2, this enthalpy you have taken as H1. The difference in enthalpy delta H is equal to final enthalpy minus initial enthalpy. That is equal to how much do you say? This enthalpy we know, this enthalpy we know. This difference is a delta H. This delta H is due to this Q. Okay, this delta H is due to what? This Q. Therefore, this delta H is equal to this Q. We can say this Q is equal to what we can say in the sense CPM. We can say what is CPM? CPM is called a molar heat capacity. CPM is called molar heat capacity at constant pressure, we can say. Molar heat capacity at constant pressure. Therefore, CPM is called what we have to say? Molar heat capacity at constant pressure. So, delta H is equal to Q, Q is equal to CPM. So, now what we will do in the sense, let us take number of moles, 2 moles. Let us make number of moles, 2 moles. Temperature same 27 degrees Celsius. This ideal gas pressure is equal to external pressure. Like this, this piston is there. This piston is freely movable piston. Therefore, pressure of ideal gas and external pressure will be equal. Okay, like this is there. So, number of moles alone we made 2. Therefore, number of moles how much means 2. Now you supply heat such that temperature is raised to 1 degree. Now you think and say, when you take 1 mole, Q amount of heat we supplied. When you take 2 moles, how much amount of heat we have to supply? You think and say, how much? 2Q or how much? Okay, so for 1 mole, Q amount of heat we supplied. Now we are taking 2 moles means how much heat we have to supply? 2Q we have to supply. So now change in enthalpy in this process. Change in enthalpy delta H is equal to what we can say means 2Q. Okay, this delta H is equal to what? Q at constant pressure. Therefore, delta H is equal to 2Q, we can say. Now, this Q is equal to CPM. This Q you substitute here. Therefore, 2 CPM we can say. 2 CPM we can say. Now, instead of, now we will make a number of moles. How much in the sense? N moles we will make it. Okay, so number of moles, how much in the sense? N moles will take. Now, N moles will take. Okay, number of moles, N moles. 1 mole if you take Q amount of heat we are supplying. N moles if you take we have to supply how much amount of heat? We have to multiply this Q by N, isn't it? Therefore, now change in enthalpy, delta H is equal to what we will see. Now, delta H is equal to what we can say in the sense NQ we can say. Delta H is equal to what? This NQ we have to say, isn't it? Sir, okay. Now this N moles of gas here also N moles of gas. We are raising temperature 1 degree. For that, how much heat we have supplied in the sense NQ we have supplied. Okay. Now what we will do in the sense here 27 degrees Celsius is there. Here 28 degrees Celsius is there. Now what we have to make in the sense we will make this as 29 degrees Celsius. That means to rise 1 degree Celsius, NQ amount of heat we supplied. Now how much temperature we raised? 2 degrees Celsius we raised. Therefore, how much heat we have to supply? Into 2. Okay, 2 into Q into N. This much heat we have to supply. So what is the delta H now? Delta H, what we can say? Now we can say delta H is equal to 2 into N into Q we can say. Correct? Sir. Now we can substitute this Q. This Q is equal to what? CPM. That CPM we will substitute. In the place of Q, we will substitute CPM. Therefore, delta H is equal to 2 into N into CPM. Sir. Next. Now what we will do in the sense, this 27 degrees Celsius, we will take it as T1. This 29 degrees Celsius, we will take it as T2. Now this 2 in the sense, we can say delta T. Delta T means what? This T2 minus T1. This final temperature minus initial temperature is called delta T. Now delta H. Delta H in this process, what we can say means delta T into Q into N we can say. Okay, so now we can say delta H is equal to N into Q into CPM. That means in the place of Q we have substituted CPM, we have substituted. Therefore, that delta T we will write. Delta T will write it. Okay, therefore, delta H is equal to what in the sense N CPM delta T. Okay, so delta H is equal to what? N CPM delta T. Okay, delta U is equal to what? Delta U is equal to N CVM delta T. Here CP, here CV. Okay, so delta U in the sense constant volume, delta H in the sense constant pressure, like this we can say. Sorry, okay. So now in the enthalpy, what are the points we have discussed? We will conclude it. One is H is equal to U plus PV. Remember it. Enthalpy is defined as internal energy plus pressure into volume. Then delta H is equal to Q at constant pressure. Then this enthalpy is a state function. It is a extensive property. Then delta H is equal to N CPM delta T. Okay, sir. So we got a so-and-so relation we got. Next point we will see. Next one we will see relation between CPM and CVM we will see. What is the relation between CPM and CVM? That relation we will see. Okay. For that, let us take this expression. This expression will take delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V is there? No, that expression will take. So delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V. This expression we have taken. Substitute delta H. Delta H is how much? N CPM delta T. Okay. So N CPM delta T. Okay, equal to delta U. Substitute delta U. What is that? N CVM delta T. Okay. Then P delta V we have to substitute. Now we will take ideal gas. Ideal gas in the sense PV is equal to nRT we can say. So now in this case, in the P delta V in the sense volume is changing. When volume changes, when volume is changing means what another term changes. That means another term changes is delta T. Then R is constant, N is constant. Like this will take. Okay, when volume changes, temperature also changes. So due to rise in temperature, volume is rising. Okay, like this we will take. So P delta V is equal to NR delta T. Therefore, P delta V will substitute NR delta T will substitute. What are getting cancelled? You cancel it. So delta T we will cancel it. Then N we will cancel it. So what is the remaining? You see that so remaining is CPM is equal to CVM plus R. Therefore, Cp minus Cv is equal to R, we can say. It is a relation between Cp and Cv. So, we have seen relation between Cp and Cv relation we have seen. Next, we will see, now we will take a isothermal. Next heading we will go for next heading, isothermal change in volume of isothermal change in volume of an ideal gas. Okay, we will take this isothermal change in volume of an ideal gas. So, for this, what is a delta H? What is a delta U? What is a delta U value? What is a Q value? What is a W value? What is the relation between Q and W? Okay, these relations we will see. The relation between Q and W and the W value, these we will see for this case. Sorry, okay. Now, isothermal process in the sense we can say temperature remains constant. Isothermal process in the sense temperature remains constant. Change in volume. When volume changes? When there is expansion or compression, isn't it? So, if the gas undergoes expansion, if the ideal gas undergoes expansion, what happens? Volume changes. If the ideal gas undergoes compression, that time also what happens? Volume changes. Sir, now we will take a expansion. We will take. So now we will take piston here. In this, let us take ideal gas. Let us take n moles of ideal gas, and temperature is how much in the sense? Suppose 27 degrees Celsius we will take, and volume is V1 liter, and pressure is equal to 2 atmosphere. Like this we will take this ideal gas. Now let us give external pressure how much in the sense external pressure is equal to 1 atmosphere we will take. So ideal gas pressure is greater than external pressure, therefore ideal gas goes for expansion. Ideal gas is going for expansion. Okay, so ideal gas has gone for expansion. Set. Now number of moles remains same because it is closed, and temperature is kept constant because isothermal process. How to keep temperature constant in the sense keep in a thermostat, keep this one in a thermostat, then temperature will remain constant. Okay, so we are keeping this one in a thermostat, therefore temperature of the system remains constant, and the volume becomes V2 liter, and pressure becomes how much in the sense 1 atmosphere. External pressure is how much, that much pressure it is attaining. Okay, so this is called expansion. Okay, now what is the work done in this process? What is the work done in this process? If the process is irreversible, it is irreversible process. Okay, irreversible process means P into P external pressure into delta V. External pressure into delta V. Therefore, external pressure into V2 minus V1. Okay, this is called irreversible process. If we take the process irreversible, then work done is like this. Suppose we are taking reversible process. Reversible process means what is the formula? 2.303 minus nRT log V2 by V1. Okay, so work done for reversible process. Okay, reversible process means minus 2.303 nRT log V2 by V1. This we can write in another form also, 2.303 nRT log P1 by P2 also we can take. How? Because volume is inversely proportional to pressure. See, in this process, pressure and volume changes or not? Pressure changes, volume changes, number of moles remains same, temperature remains same. So volume changing as well as pressure also changing. Therefore, instead of volume, we are substituting pressure, but in what way? Inversely proportional. So volume is inversely proportional to pressure. Therefore, P1 by P2 we have taken. So work done is like this. If it is free expansion, free expansion, what is the work done? Free expansion means what? There is no external, then only free. What is meant by free? If there is no external influence, then we can say as free. So that free in the sense, free expansion in the sense, external disturbance, nothing is there. That means external disturbance is not there, means external is what? Vacuum. External should not be there, then only external disturbance will not be there, isn't it? Therefore vacuum means external disturbance is not there. Therefore what is the work is done? Nothing is external, nothing is opposing. So what opposing work will be there? Nothing. Therefore work of free expansion is how much means 0 we can say. So work done we said. Next, we will see about relation between Q and W and delta H and delta U. These we will see. Okay, sir. Now this ideal gas will take. This ideal gas is having kinetic energy. This ideal gas is having kinetic energy. Then this ideal gas is not having potential energy because ideal gas means interaction is completely absent. Ideal gas in the sense there is no interaction. Ideal gas means attraction is not there, repulsion is not there. That is only called ideal gas. Therefore, potential energy is not there. So remember that ideal gas is not having attraction, is not having repulsion, is not having potential energy, is not having interaction. Okay, so ideal gas means potential energy. How much shall we say? 0 we have to say. Okay, but kinetic energy is there. Okay, so kinetic energy is there for this. So this kinetic energy is called internal energy. So internal energy of ideal gas is equal to kinetic energy of ideal gas. In the same way, here also internal energy of this ideal gas is equal to kinetic energy of ideal gas. Now, temperature of this ideal gas is 27 degrees Celsius. Here also temperature 27 degrees Celsius because temperature we are keeping it same. For that case, we kept the system in the thermostat. Thermostat keeps the system in a constant temperature. Since temperature is constant, kinetic energy also constant. Kinetic energy depends on what? Temperature. Temperature is same means how the kinetic energy will be there? Remains same. So kinetic energy remains same here. Kinetic energy remains same means internal energy remains same. So for this in this process kinetic energy remains same because temperature remains same. Therefore internal energy same. Therefore what is the change in internal energy? 0. Okay. So change in internal energy is how much in the sense 0 we can say. So what is the change in enthalpy? That we will see. What is the change in enthalpy? That point we have to see. Okay. Change in enthalpy value we have to substitute. Okay. So change in enthalpy value we have to substitute in the sense we have to take the formula. What formula we have to take? Delta H is equal to delta U plus P delta V we will take. So P delta V we will substitute as NR delta T we will substitute. P delta V will substitute as NR delta T. Therefore, delta H is equal to delta U plus NR delta T. Okay, that we will take. So now we are taking delta H is equal to delta U plus NR delta T. Okay, we said delta U is equal to 0. Okay, in this process temperature remains constant, temperature remains same. Therefore, delta T is how much? 0. Temperature remains same in this process, therefore delta T is 0. Therefore, what is delta H? Delta H also 0. Okay, so isothermal change in volume of ideal gas. For this process, what is delta H means 0, delta U also 0. Think that it is ideal gas. Okay, sir. Next, we will rate what is the relation between Q and W relation we'll say. Now we will take mathematical form of first law of thermodynamics. Mathematical form of first law of thermodynamics says what? Delta U is equal to Q plus W. That is the mathematical form of first law of thermodynamics. Okay. So first law of thermodynamics says delta U is equal to what? Q plus W. Okay. Delta U is equal to Q plus W. It is first law of thermodynamics. So using that, what we can say that we'll see now. So delta U is equal to Q plus W. What is delta U? Delta U is equal to 0. Therefore, what is the relation between Q and W? Q is equal to minus W. Okay. So Q is equal to what we can say? Minus W we can say. We know W, we know work done. Therefore, we can say Q, isn't it? Q is equal to minus W, work done we know. Therefore we can get Q. So now, what is the Q value in this process? For this process, Q value certainly is there. Why? Because gas is going for expansion. Gas is doing work. Doing work in the sense Q value will be there. No, sir. Now, in this case, the expansion is there. That means ideal gas is doing work. Ideal gas is doing work in the sense ideal gas pushing the piston up. Okay, so in this case, in this expansion, what we can say in the sense ideal gas pushes the piston up. To do that, ideal gas spends some energy. Ideal gas spends some energy. Therefore, what should happen to its internal energy? Therefore, ideal gas, its internal energy should decrease. Sir, now we'll see. Now see the internal energy change. We said internal energy change is 0. Internal energy of the system remains same, we said. That means internal energy of the system is not decreasing, it remains same. It remains same. See, ideal gas is pushing the piston up. That means it has to spend energy or not. It is doing work means it has to spend energy or not. It has to spend energy. But its own energy, but its internal energy remains same. It is spending, but energy remains same means what? For spending this energy, its internal energy remains same, but it is doing work. To do work, some energy should be spent. This energy comes from where then? Isn't it? Its internal energy remains same, we said. Okay. It is doing work also, we said. It is doing work means it has to spend energy. This energy comes from where? Which will supply this energy? Only possibility surrounding. Surrounding has to supply. How surrounding can supply? Because we are keeping this system in where? In thermostat we are keeping. Why do we keep in thermostat? To keep the temperature same. Isn't it? So to keep the temperature same, we are keeping this one in thermostat, means thermostat giving supplying energy to this. Isn't it? Therefore, this ideal gas takes energy from surrounding. Okay, so ideal gas takes heat from surrounding. Ideal gas takes heat from surrounding, we can say. Okay, so in this process, heat is absorbed. Heat is absorbed. Okay, heat is absorbed. Therefore, positive endothermic. In this process, heat is absorbed. So this ideal gas absorbing heat from the surrounding, which converts into work. So ideal gas makes this absorbed heat into work, because Q is equal to minus W. So here ideal gas is doing work. To do work, how much energy is required, that much heat it absorbs from the surrounding. So this ideal gas absorbs how much heat from the surrounding, that much work it does. That's why Q is equal to minus W. So this ideal gas, how much heat it has absorbed, that much work it has done. Therefore, change in internal energy, how much means 0. There is no change in internal energy. Why internal energy is not changing? Because how much it has absorbed, that much work it has done. That's all. Absorbed equal to work done. Okay, therefore only we are saying Q is equal to minus W. Sir, it is for expansion. Suppose compression. Compression means all the points you take opposite, that's all. Okay, so even for compression, delta H is equal to 0, delta U is equal to 0, Q is equal to minus W, irreversible work equal to minus external pressure into delta V. Okay, don't change the formula. In this formula, don't change the sign. For expansion, it is a formula. For compression also same formula, don't change the sign. Why we should not change? Because delta V sign will change it. Delta V is equal to V2 minus V1. For expansion, it is positive. For compression, it is negative. Therefore, automatically W sign will change it. Therefore, W is equal to irreversible work is equal to minus external pressure into delta V. It is for expansion, even for compression also same formula you take. Don't change anything here. So minus external pressure into delta V is equal to V2 minus V1. Reversible work means this formula use it. Free expansion means 0, you say work done. Free compression not there. Okay, sir. So now we said isothermal change in volume of an ideal gas, for which these terms values we have said. Okay, these terms values we said. Okay, next we will see. Next we'll go for a reversible isothermal change in volume of a real gas that work done will calculate. Work done will calculate in this one. Okay, so now we have taken isothermal process, reversible process. What gas in the sense real gas? Previously what gas we have taken? Ideal gas we have taken. Now we are taking real gas. For this case, what is the work done? What is the work done? We have to see. Sir, reversible process in the sense, how many steps you have taken? Infinity steps you have taken. At each step, work done will be infinitesimally small. It is equal to minus pressure of gas into infinitesimal change in volume. Okay, delta W, dW means infinitesimal work done. dV in the sense infinitesimal change in volume. It is pressure of gas. Okay. Now pressure of gas we will substitute from what in the sense Van der Waals equation will substitute. Why Van der Waals equation we are take? Because it is real gas. Since it is real gas, you take Van der Waals equation. Okay, we will take Van der Waals equation. Van der Waals equation says P plus A n square by V square into V minus NB is equal to nRT. It is Van der Waals equation. This equation we have to supply here. Okay, so P plus A n square by V square is equal to nRT by V minus NB. Okay, then P is equal to nRT by V minus NB minus A n square by V square. Okay, this we will substitute here. Therefore, we will get dW is equal to that minus nRT by V minus NB minus A n square by V square into dV. Therefore, dW is equal to minus nRT dV by V minus NB, then plus A n square by A n square into dV by V square. Okay. So this is the formula we have taken. Now we have to go for a complete reversible process. Therefore, we will integrate it. Let us integrate it. Okay, we are integrating. So change in volume is V1 to V2. Here also V1 to V2. Now this dW becomes what in the sense work done. So work done for overall process is equal to minus nRT. This on integration comes how much? This on integration comes how much, that we will see. So dx by x on integration gives a ln x. Okay, dx by x on integration gives a ln x. Therefore, for this it is, if you take dx by x, if you take, you will get ln x, you will get x in the sense v minus nb. Okay, now lower limit, upper limit we have written. Lower limit and upper limit we have written for this. Sorry, okay. Now next this plus a n square, this dv by v square. For this what we can do in the sense v power minus 2, here plus 1 we have to write, here minus 2 plus 1 we have to write. Okay, integration will get like this, lower limit, upper limit will substitute. Now we'll simplify this one. Therefore w is equal to minus nRT ln, we can say this upper limit and lower limit, substitute upper limit and lower limit. So we will get to what in the sense v2 minus nb by v1 minus nb we will get, then this minus a n square. Here also we will substitute v2 and v1 we will substitute. Therefore what we will get means 1 by v2 minus 1 by v1 we will get. This is the work done for what in the sense reversible process, isothermal process, for which gas in the sense